Well, if you're a gun owner in Morgan, Johnson, Putnam, or Owen counties, trying to figure out who is the pro-gun champion in your upcoming Senate primary, got some good news for you guys. We're breaking down your race right now. Hey guys, Aaron Dorr here with the Indiana Firearms Coalition. The May 7 primary is almost here, and a lot of gun owners in Senate District number 37 are asking us, between longtime incumbent State Senator Rodric Bray and challenger Jay Hart, who is the pro-gun champion? As I mentioned, it's all of Morgan County over here and portions of Johnson, Putnam, and Owen County. And it features a longtime political name, Rodric Bray, whose dad held the seat for 5 terms before he did, versus newcomer Jay Hart. And the question you're asking us, as always, is not who says they're pro-gun, because everyone says they're pro-gun during an election season. The question you're asking us specifically is who will champion our gun rights, who will fight to expand our gun rights. And it's an important question to ask because we have a Republican supermajority in both chambers, and we consistently lag behind other red states all around us when it comes to the fight for the Second Amendment. We were one of the last red states in the country to pass constitutional carry, for example. But we were the first red state in the country to pass red flag gun seizures. We expanded it again in 2019, and Senate Republicans tried to do it again just last year. And so it is critical as gun owners that we do not take candidates at face value, but rather do digging on their records. And we have done that for you in this race. What we have done is combined the voting history of Senator Bray with the results of our candidate survey program and any public statements these candidates have made to give you this breakdown. I'm really pleased to begin with Jay Hart. So we gave Jay Hart the Indiana Firearms Coalition candidate questionnaire. It's 10 questions. We can't fit them all on the board here for you guys. We have about half of them, but you can see his survey for yourself on our website. All survey results are on our website right now at indianafirearmscoalition.org. But we asked Jay Hart on the record, in writing, not just some phone call, not a texting exchange, on the record, where do you stand on our goal to repeal red flag gun seizures? And Jay Hart didn't just say he would vote for it, he said he would sponsor that bill in the Senate. That's the kind of leadership that we're looking for. Then we asked him about the Second Amendment Preservation Act. You guys probably know what SAPA is. In case you don't, SAPA very simply tells the White House that this is a sovereign state, and we're not going to let you use Indiana troopers, deputies, or city cops to enforce your federal gun control. So whether it's passed through Congress or an executive order, if you want to have federal gun control enforced here in Indiana, you better send your own damn manpower, because Indiana cops will only enforce Indiana law when it comes to firearms, ammunition, or accessories. So we asked Jay Hart, where are you at on that? He promised to sponsor the bill in the Indiana Senate. A very strong answer. We asked him about gun-free zones. We have a problem still in this state with deadly gun-free zones, and we all know what happens. Madmen go to these areas to get a body count because the only people who ever obey the stupid gun control laws are people like us who don't want to get a criminal charge. So we're in these areas helpless as a madman comes in there and racks up a body count. We have to repeal it. We asked Jay Hart, where do you stand? He said he would sponsor the bill to get rid of deadly gun-free zones. Every other question we asked him, are you opposed to an AR-15 ban? Yes. Are you opposed to any attempt to register gun owners? Yes. Are you opposed to any attempt to weaken our preemption law and allow individual cities like Indy to pass their own patchwork quilt of gun control laws? He said yes. Jay Hart, 100% pro-gun response on his survey, and vowing to fight for the Second Amendment in the Indiana State Senate. But that's where the good news comes to a screeching halt. Because Senator Bray, as I mentioned, has been around for a long time, since 2012. And in all that time, as I mentioned, almost nothing good has happened when it comes to our gun rights. So we're going to begin with his vote on constitutional carry, because if you talk to Senator Bray right now, you'd think he wrote the bill by himself, carving it out of stone tablets with a chisel and a hammer, right? So did he vote for constitutional carry? Sure. Did it happen years too late? Yes. And as Senate leadership, who do you think is in control of what bills move and how fast they move? Him and people like him. So while Senator Bray is championing that vote, that is not something to brag about because, again, he killed it for years and years and years in a row. But one thing you're not going to hear from Senator Bray is about his vote for red flag gun seizures. Remember how I said we expanded them here in Indiana in 2019? Senator Rodric Bray joined the Democrats and voted for that gun control bill. And you don't have to take my word for it. You don't. You can go to the state website, look up the archives, and you can find House Bill 1651. The date was April 24, 2019. The roll call vote number was 594. We even had the time, 12:29 p.m. And you can see for yourself that Rodric Bray joined the Democrats and voted for an expansion of red flag laws. And again, for those who don't know, red flag laws allow people to say you might be dangerous and then give a liberal judge the power to order the confiscation of your firearms with no arrest, no conviction of anything in a court of law. In fact, you wouldn't even be required to be present for the hearing. It shreds our due process rights and it destroys the idea that we're innocent until proven guilty. Nobody should vote for this, least of all a pro-gun Republican, heavy sarcasm intended, like Rodric Bray. But that's not the only time. That's not the only time the good senator voted for gun control. Just last year, 2023, we're working our tails off to advance the Second Amendment Preservation Act in Indy. Instead of helping us with that, Rodric Bray joined with Senate Democrats. When the Democrats sponsored a gun control bill, they go to Rodric Bray and say, will you help us pass this? And he says, sure. And so what they did was pass a trigger ban. It's a Glock trigger ban. Now, what is a trigger? What is a Glock trigger? Well, basically, it turns a handgun into a machine gun. The thing is, it's already illegal by federal code. It's already illegal by federal code. We do not need to pass more gun control, especially when it's already been made illegal at the federal level. And to be clear, it shouldn't be illegal there either. So at the exact same time we're trying to advance gun rights, the Democrats go to Rodric Bray and say, will you help us with this? And not only did he not block the bill, he was a yes vote on the floor. Again, don't take my word for it. Look it up for yourself. It's House Bill 1365. The roll call vote number is 231. The date of the vote was March 20, 2023. And again, we have the exact time here, 2:49 p.m. This is what I'm talking about when I say that Indiana is always held back when it comes to expanding our gun rights because we have fake pro-gun Republicans, again, heavy sarcasm intended, who will tell us they're pro-gun at election time and will stab us in the back every chance they get once they're safely in office. Now, we've gone beyond that. We asked Senator Bray with our candidate survey where he stands on the other issues of the day. We emailed it to him, we mailed it to him, and we texted it to him. And so far, Rodric Bray is refusing to fill out our gun rights candidate questionnaire. So we don't know where he stands right now in things like an AR-15 ban. We don't know where he stands on efforts to have a gun registry here in Indiana. We don't know where he stands or how he would vote on efforts to weaken our preemption law here in Indiana. And again, all of these bills were filed this past session. All these threats are active right now here in our state. And our Senate President pro tem will not tell us where he stands on these issues. So guys, if you bump into Jay Hart on the campaign trail, be sure and thank him for loudly and proudly supporting your gun rights and signing his candidate questionnaire 100% pro-gun. If you see Rodric Bray, I would tell him to apologize for his vote for red flag gun seizures, apologize for his vote on trigger bans, and tell him to get his butt in gear and fill out the Indiana Firearms Coalition Gun Rights Candidate Questionnaire. And guys, if and when he won't, that tells you all you need to know about how Rodric Bray would vote on your gun rights going forward. Guys, do me a favor, share this video far and wide so every gun voter here knows where his candidates stand. And to find more breakdowns on more races all across the state, go to our website, go to our YouTube channel, go to our Facebook page to find more information. Guys, finally, Join the fight today at joinifc.com.